And we're up. We're up and running. All right. Hello. I'm Zach.
My feet hurt. I'm Ed.
All right. So we're jumping back into Pikmin 2. When we last left off, we paid off the debt and it tricked Edward into thinking the game was over, but it wasn't. We still have more game. We still have the second half of
Yeah.
the game.
I wasn't tricked. I was a part of the. I was in on it. I was in it. I was there. I was part of the meeting. I got the memo. My emails are red.
Huh. So, because we have paid off the debt, there's a couple of things that I want to point out before we jump into the file. It will now tell us how many treasure we have collected compared to the total amount of treasure to collect in the game. So, we are essentially halfway done.
Mm. Really?
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
So we're just gonna let this cutscene replay as a refresher, because when we left the planet after repaying the debt, turns out we had left Louie behind. So now it's a rescue mission.
I mean, do we have to?
Miyamoto demands it, so yes.
Uh, oh, our ship's golden.
Yeah, got a nice new finish.
What does that mean? Like, why is there a golden ship? We mean you like finish the game, or
Cause we got so much money, we could give it a gaudy paint of gold.
oh, wow. But gold is soft metal. You can't really go through space in that.
Maybe it's Electrum.
Oh, that's even worse. It's like saying I'm not rich enough for gold, but I want to be.
So the ship's just gonna blabber on and on like, oh, I'm now gold, and you guys have to rescue Louie, and yada yada. So because we don't have Louie with us, the president's gonna take his place. This has no gameplay implications. It is still exactly the same. All right. So this is the Wistful Wild. This is the fourth and final area in the game that we will be able to explore. And you'll note that the other areas were basically retextured, redone copies from the first game. The Wistful Wild is unique in that it is actually an amalgamation of two areas from the first game. This over here is the impact site, which was the first area in the first game, and the area where we landed, this is the final trial, and the landing site is where we fought the Emperor Bulblacks.
Well,
Fun stuff.
so is this area very, very dangerous?
Yes, it has a lot of dangerous creatures just right off the top. So case in point, if we turn this way, there's a freaking armored cannon larva. These are the guys that shoot the magnetic rocks, so you want to kill these immediately. And there's also another new enemy that's kind of wandering around that we want to make sure we deal with before it gets over to us. See here. So up in the distance there, you see that orange goldfish looking thing walking around?
Yes.
That's a Gatling Groink. If it gets its sights set on you, it will walk towards you and then unleash hell.
Oh.
Yeah, it is
It's
a
a
very...
mortar.
Yeah, it is a very dangerous creature. Fortunately, it's kind of out of the way for the moment. So we're just going to let it wander around a little bit.
Oh.
Alright. And while it's wandering around, Gotta go ahead and take out a bunch of you guys because we're gonna need these guys to start clearing the pathways. But yeah, so this is one of the most harrowing areas of the game. It's filled with a lot of dangerous creatures on the surface, and it's home to the most difficult caves in the game. Such as this one right here. There's one like right immediately at the landing site.
Ooh.
So we'll get to that in due time, but since this is the first time in a new area, there's a lot of path clearing we gotta do. Alright. They're gonna take down this gate, and I am checking to see. Yeah, he's still just hanging out across the river. I guess he's got no interest in coming over this way, so that may be alright. Because sometimes he's got a chance to spawn on this side of the river, and it's a very nasty surprise for just landing in a place for the first time. All right. So while they're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and take out some of these guys. And we're just going to kind of come up here and wait. While we're waiting, I want to show off. There's a treasure right here. That takes 1,000 Pikmin to carry.
Jesus.
Yeah, so this is the Doomsday Apparatus. This is the heaviest treasure in the game, and this is why you need to farm and maintain your purple Pikmin, because it requires 100 of them to carry. And what's more is it also will take like half the day for them to even get the treasure from that spot to the ship.
Really?
Yeah. But yeah, so other than that, we're just gonna kind of do Pikmin things. So I have some interesting developments. When we were streaming last week, I'd mentioned that I had started playing Pikmin 4, which released about 2 weeks ago. I have since finished the game.
Ooh. Was it well? I don't want to ask too many questions because I feel like we're gonna go through that later.
Well, I will say that this
Overall, did you like it?
Yes, it was easily one of the best experiences I've had playing a new Pikmin game. There's a lot of content. Yeah. He's on fire. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. But like the game is absolutely massive, so there's like never any shortage of like new things for you to discover. Ooh, what's happening? Okay. Sorry, what? There we go. You're right. So, like, the scale of the game is huge. Like, in terms of, like, things to do, places to interact with, and just, like, the overall, like, scope and scale of, like, the main plot of the game, like, it's absolutely massive. Like, I played it consistently for a little over a week and a half, at least a couple of hours every day. I think in my play file I logged like 55 hours by the time I completed it 100%. Now, granted, I wasn't trying to go like at a breakneck pace and complete the game as fast as possible. But I did intend to complete it 100% my first time through.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to consult my notes to make sure I remembered what I am trying to do here. Right, okay. So let me go back. And I'm not going to spoil the plot or anything like that because we will get to it eventually here on stream.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. But suffice it to say, like, we talked about it briefly on an earlier stream based on like the trailers and the kinds of things that it was setting up for, and it is something of a soft reboot for the franchise, which I'm kind of, I guess, ambivalent on.
Reintroduce new characters, or is it more of a, I don't know.
It's basically a sort of retelling of the first
Explain
game.
soft reboot, if you will.
It's a retelling of the first game, but it's the way the story plays out is different. Because I mean, like in the trailers, you're playing as a member of this rescue corps who's going out to the planet to save Olimar after they receive the distress signal.
Mm.
And so that's all well and good, but then it kind of retroactively rewrites the main course of the first game by doing so, because like Olimar didn't need rescuing in the first game.
So it's a different timeline.
In a sense, yeah. I mean, it doesn't like it's not playing on any sort of like timeline thing, but it is. It's basically a retelling of the first game from a new, not necessarily a new point of view or a new perspective, but a it's just a retelling of the first game. There's no really other way to describe it. Because like it's not overriding the events of any of the other games of like Pikmin 2 or 3, but it is very much a sort of like this is what happened, but also these other things happened too, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Alright. So we got a good bit of progress going there. What? So when we last played, we picked up the rush boots, and there's an unfortunate side effect when we're running really fast, is that slower Pikmin can get like lag behind, and then they will just kind of eventually just stop trying to keep up.
They're like, you go ahead. I'm good here.
Pretty much. And it's incredibly annoying because we need to make sure we don't leave them behind at the end of the night. Yeah, I really wish this guy spawned on the other side of the river, so I could have killed him. There we go. See, these creatures aren't particularly difficult to deal with individually, but because they're on top of each other like this, that's really what makes it difficult. But we got a thing. So it all works out in the end, I guess. There we go.
Mhm.
Okay. There we go. But yeah, so with Pikmin 4, there's a lot of things that the game does that it really is an amalgamation of all the different elements that they've used in the previous Pikmin entries. Because, like I said before, there's a lot of quality of life updates that they use that make playing the game far easier. So much so that I would say that this is probably the most beginner friendly Pikmin game of them all.
Number 4 or number 2?
Number 4, sorry.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it's let's see. They really do a lot to help newer players grapple with Pikmin. Because like if you compare it to something like Pikmin, the original Pikmin, like that is not a very good game for new players to try and experience, because there's a lot of elements in it that are just very difficult to contend with. Like the Pikmin don't always want to behave. Some of the hit detection physics with some of the creatures are a little off at times. And overall, your Pikmin management is just harder. And it's something that gets addressed more and more with each installment. And I think with Pikmin 4, it's to the point where it's just like, no, the Pikmin are going to do precisely what you need to do. So like, you don't have to be like dead on with throwing them in order to get them to where you want them to be. And come on. And then so like you'll throw them at something, and in earlier games like this one, if they're too far from it, they'll just go idle immediately. They won't know what to do. But there's a lot more leeway if you throw something. Like if I threw something there, it would immediately go to that plant to start harvesting berries. And they've also refined Pikmin doing like repetitive tasks, because like in this game, whenever you're harvesting berries, like you have to do it manually. You have to make sure that your Pikmin are actually doing it. Whereas in Pikmin 3 and especially in Pikmin 4, they will collect a berry, take it back to the ship, and then go back to the plant to harvest more berries. And they will be able to continue that cycle until you tell them to stop. But Pikmin 4 takes it a step further, because let's say you're trying to collect a pile of something and you only put like 5 Pikmin on it. There's 20 of them they have to get, right? They will keep doing that back and forth. In Pikmin 3, they will keep doing it and they'll go to the empty pile and wait for you there. In Pikmin 4, when the pile is complete and they know it's done, they will just wait for you at the ship. Meaning you can kind of let them do what they got to do. Don't have to worry about collecting them later, because they'll be in the landing site by the end of the day, one way or another. Also, this was a feature that was heavily touted in the ads leading up to the game. They introduce a rewind time function, and basically the game will kind of like set checkpoints at certain points throughout the day, to where like you can rewind time like 1, 2, 3 minutes, however long, to basically like reattempt to do something, try to get faster at it, more efficient, whatever. Or most interestingly, If you hold on, we're getting a bit of echo. You there?
The network's going kind of haywire. There's for the past couple of minutes, the stream for me has like been glitched out, and there's a disconnect in your speech. So I'm trying to reestablish connection. All right, should be here.
Okay.
President War, I just got back from vacation to find out you're on a treasure hunt. Well, don't bother coming home. Oh, until you found everything on your list? Oh, no. Is this the president's wife?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so now that we've paid off the debt at the end of the day, we'll start getting mail from a variety of people. Because before it would be just the president, and occasionally we'd get something from Olimar's wife. Now we will get mail from the president's wife, anybody in Olimar's immediate family, and occasionally we can also get spam mail if we take too long to do anything. Like if we just hang out on the planet, like after a certain point, the game will literally start sending you spam messages.
That's funny.
But yeah, so what I was saying with the rewind time function, like you could go back and undo Pikmin death. So like if you go somewhere, try to fight a creature, but you just absolutely botch it, you could back up the clock and try again. And in this way, they have a built-in function for you to have a no-death run.
A pseudo no-death run. It's not exactly like
true.
Pure.
In terms of like the spirit of playing a game, no, it is not an actual no-death run. But in terms of the statistical log that the game keeps, yes, it is. Because you think of it, it's basically built-in save states. Because you'll just back up the clock a certain point and then go again. It's like nothing happened. You're overriding that previous attempt. So we're going to jump back into the Wistful Wild and do a little bit more work here before we jump back to another area. Taking out all these guys. And we're going to go all the way this way. So another interesting thing about Pikmin 4 that I really enjoyed is the way that they handle the two captain system. In as much as that you don't have two captains. It is very much a sort of return to roots of Pikmin. Mm-hmm. Because like you're playing as this rookie rescue team member. And the whole point of the game is like you're going to this planet to rescue Olimar, and there's also these other castaways that are out and about, and you're gonna find them along the way to finding Olimar, right? Mm-hmm. So with that, you don't have a player 2 like you do in this game or in Pikmin 3, because Pikmin 3 also has a multiple captain system. So in this is like your ability to multitask is a bit more limited, which in turn makes the challenge that much greater. Because something that I feel personally takes away from the experience, especially in like the middle entries of the game of the series, is that it's too easy to accomplish some stuff, and so that takes the challenge away. Because, like, when you have two captains that can run independently and do things, all of a sudden it's just like, well, I don't know. The question is no longer if you have time to do something, but now, like, can I just do it?
Okay.
And so it's kind of like that back to basics form. Um, uh, that being said, you do have Ochi, who's the dog companion. And the way that Ochi works, he's basically like a half captain, half Pikmin hybrid sort of thing. Because like there are certain things he could do that acts as a captain, but there's also some things that he can do that make him act as a Pikmin. And it's a very nice balance in having that sort of flexibility of having two captains, but not making it so where it's just like oh, I can beat this game in 10 days sort of thing.
Okay.
Just gonna take out some of these guys. Yes. Oh, these guys are gonna be busy. So
Are those all your white ones?
Yes, these are all the white Pikmin I have managed to amass up to this point.
Wow. Oh, they're getting left behind. Oh.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see how many of these do I have. But yeah, so there's so with Ochi you have that sort of dual role that he can play, but it's never something to where it doesn't trivialize some of the things that you can do. There's also other elements in the game that I don't want to touch on just yet. So I'm kind of limiting my early thoughts to stuff that was only available in like the trailers and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to like over spoil the experience. But man, dude, it was such a good game, such a good experience.
Now, do the graphics look better, or like super better, or like from what we're seeing right now?
Oh,
Like,
I
how
mean,
are the graphics and design?
it's very much a step up. I mean, we're talking like a 20-year difference in like game design, processing power for the system and whatnot. So like it's night and day. Because I will say this, Pikmin 3 looks really good. Pikmin 3 was the first HD game in the series. Pikmin 4 blows that out of the water. Because like the Switch isn't like the most technically powerful system that's out there, sure. But the thing is, like at least with the in-house Nintendo games, they know how to utilize it. I mean, because like you take games like Pikmin 4, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, all these other mainline series that they've been producing for the system, like they've all looked great, they've handled great, and they're with only a couple of exceptions, like Pokemon. They know what they're doing. They know how to utilize the system to its maximum potential, and it really really works. I will say that I was playing a physical copy of the game, and the loading times are rough. They are real long.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's there. Most times when you come to a loading screen, it's not that bad. Like, but it is definitely one of those things where like you notice it after a while. And towards the end of my playthrough, it was particularly egregious. I have read and I've heard that if you're playing the digital version, there's almost no loading time. Like, it is cut down to an absolute minimum. Like, you have maybe like 5-10 seconds of loading at the most, and that's only when you're loading up the big, massive overworld areas.
Mm. Does that make you regret, or are you okay with buying the physical copy?
Oh, I got the physical copy because I got the pre-order bonus with GameStop, which came with a pin set.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, because like ordinarily, I see the thing is with buying physical copies and whatnot. I'm of two minds. One, I enjoy having physical media. I like being able to see it. I like being able to touch it. I like being able to know that I have it. But the convenience of digital media is so nice. So like I have downloaded a good number of games, and I will admit I have been doing it more recently than not, mostly because like of the instant gratification. Like, I want to play it now, so I'm just gonna fucking download it. I don't want to go to a store to buy it or wait for Amazon to deliver it. And also, I don't want to support Amazon, so there's that. But yeah, so like the loading times are rough, and I'm hoping that maybe in an update or a patch that they do, that's something they can fix. But that's really my own main gripe about the performance of the game. And so like if you're complaining about loading times and that's it, then you're doing pretty good, right? Because like outside of that, the game runs very smoothly. True. There's like no lag when you're actually playing it, and so like when like you're in intense combat, you're throwing Pikmin everywhere, trying to take down big creatures or whatever. It plays very well. With that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this cave.
Whoa.
Got a pretty good squad here, and yes, I am leaving this intentionally open. I'm not going in with a full complement of 100 Pikmin. This is deliberate. The Cavern of Chaos. So this is the first cave of the Wistful Wild, and as I said before, this is one of the most difficult caves in the game. I mean, just starting out, look at how we spawned. We got 2 electric gates right next to us, an unexploded bomb rock right there, and this annoying fucker that's called the careening dirigibug, he will spawn in bomb rocks and chuck them at us.
Whoa.
Yeah, so the game is not fucking around at this point. So the first thing I want to do is take out these electric gates so as to not kill my Pikmin when I'm trying to run away. But yeah, so just gonna kind of go through here and comb it out for a little bit. Bomb rock spawning from the ceiling.
Oof.
Let you take down that gate. Thank you. Alright. How do I do this? God, you are right over the pit, too. Alright, I'll deal with you in a second. One at a time. We deal with you guys one at a time. Nice. Oop. Turn around. Just turn around. Thank you. Good. Right over the edge. That's where I want you to. Oh my god. Alright. Think we're clear. Think we're good.
Good for what?
Just trying to take out these freaking dirigibugs.
Ooh.
So one of the things that you need to be careful of is with some of these later caves is that bomb rocks, bulb orbs, fucking whatever will drop from the ceiling, but they'll only drop.
Bulb orbs?
Yeah, if a Pikmin wanders past them while they're carrying a treasure.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really annoying. So you can't let them just kind of take stuff back at their own pace. You really have to watch them so that way if something does fall, you can call them back at a moment's notice.
Mm.
You know, I gotta say, like, having spent so much time playing Pikmin 4, like, it is kind of a shock to go back and to play an earlier game.
Mm-hmm.
Largely because, like, it's too early for me to be able to say this with confidence, but Pikmin 4 might be my favorite Pikmin.
Really?
Yes. I'm tempering that because I don't know if it's because of the recency of it. Like, it's new, so therefore, like, it's...
Tiny.
It's making more of an impact that way. But it is very much... It's just really good. Like, it's really well done. It is as close to the perfect Pikmin as you could get. I do have some grievances. I do have some gripes with the game, and this is mostly due to them making some decisions with the overall, like, story, the pacing, and the changes they made to the gameplay. It still plays like Pikmin. It is exactly like Pikmin, but one of the features that they built into it was an auto-targeting feature, which on paper isn't bad because, you know, with any sort of auto-targeting system, like, you could ignore it, like, if you don't want to use it, and so you can just kind of run around and play Pikmin that way and throw them off all willy-nilly. Oh my fucking god. Like that. Yeah, so it's got an auto-targeting feature, which, like, is good for new players. Especially because, like, you do need to be precise in how you're handling Pikmin and throwing them around.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't disable it. So it's, like, always on, and so whenever you're running around, it will just automatically lock into certain things and certain targets, and will just, like, you know, force your Pikmin to get thrown towards them.
Oh.
And so, like, in most cases, it's fine. Like, it's not a problem, because, like, if you're trying to fight a creature, then yeah, you're going to be throwing them at them anyway, and so it just kind of, it just helps you along in that sort of sense. But the fact that you can't turn it off means, like, you can't throw your Pikmin in a certain way to, like, you can't, like, run and just throw your Pikmin. because the auto targeter will stay locked on for a target longer than I think it should. This is going bad. I've already lost 10 Pikmin.
Oh, Jesus. What the hell is that?
That's a swooping snitch bug. It's just gonna grab your Pikmin. It's not really a threat. It's more of an annoyance.
Fireball.
Oh,
What's about the fireball?
Oh, that's the fireball blocks. We've fought one of those before. It's just a bullbox that's on fire.
Huh.
That's really all it's got going for it. So meaning you can only really fight it with red Pikmin. How many did I lose? I lost 8, 1, and 1. Fucking hell.
Jeez.
Yes, I might need to
complete this cave.
Oh, I can complete it. That's not a problem. It's just not completely going to be optimized. And I am going to need to get some more sprays at some point. Yeah, so that auto targeting feature, like, it would be fine if you could turn it off. Mostly because, like, whenever I'm playing Pikmin, I do like the ability to just kind of run and throw Pikmin as I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And because, like, whenever you're running, like, if there's, like, a huge cluster of things, like, there's, like, a swarm of, like, shear grubs or whatever, or pellets, whatever the case may be, I may only want to get a specific thing, like a treasure or whatever. And with that, you can't really finagle or finesse the auto-targeter to like, prioritize certain things over others. It's just like, nope, you're next to this thing, you're going to throw it to this thing. So that's something I felt that they probably should have changed, or at least given us the option to, like, disable
toggle. Yeah.
Again, like, who knows? Maybe in a future update they'll include that function. Because I know I'm not the only one who's complained about that. Like, I've seen reviews and postings elsewhere online, and there are people who don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, it's not a game breaker for me. I'll play with it. It does make certain things easier. Like I said, if you're fighting creatures, then you don't have to worry about proper aim. You can circle around them, target, get to their weak point, whatever. And it makes it more, I guess, equitable when dealing with combat. But it's everything else around it, which is half the game, then I could do without.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So that's... Oh, fallen rocks. So I am running around with a Pikmin in hand, so I could trigger these falling rocks, because these falling rocks will only fall if there's a Pikmin.
That's so dumb. Well, I guess it's smart, but it's just...
Yeah, I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. Also, look at this wonderful AI generation here. 2 gates leading to nothing.
Wow. Why do those flowers have eyes?
Those are creeping chrysanthemums.
Oh no, those are enemies, aren't they?
Yep. We've
Are
seen them
all
before.
of them enemies, or just some of them enemies?
Some of them are enemies, but that's part of the puzzle for this floor, is there's a bunch of these chrysanthemums that are just kind of scattered about, and then you'll have this guy who will pop out of the ground to trick you. Oh, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, there were a couple of those creeping chrysanthemums that were like just around.
Oh my god. And the fact that 2 of these spawn right on top of each other is incredibly annoying. I'm not about to start losing more purple Pikmin. I'm burning through these sprays though. Oh, another thing about Pikmin 4 that I personally think is great, they increased the rate in which you can throw Pikmin. Like, you can throw them faster than ever.
They increased the what?
The rate at which you can throw Pikmin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Ow, god damn it. I didn't need to do that. Well. Oh, thank god I dropped one. Cool. So whenever you petrify creatures, there's a chance that it'll drop spray or some nectar. So the fact that it drops some more bitter spray is really, really nice. There we go. That's what I like to see. Alright. So we're just making our way through the cave.
Making our way through the cave.
Okay. Just checking to see. Oh, right. So now we can go with the rest of the squad. But yeah, Pikmin 4, it's great. Game of the year. 10 out of 10. I've been waiting so long for it. It has been 10 years. One very great thing to have come out from the release is that it is officially the best-selling Pikmin game of all time.
I imagine so, with the publicity they put out there. I hope it is.
Yeah, granted, it's got a lot of things going for it. Like I said, they have that huge marketing push behind it, which is great. It's never seen this kind of marketing before. God damn it. Oh, well. And it's also on the Switch, which is just absolutely printing money for Nintendo. So hopefully this means I won't have to wait another decade for another Pikmin game. Maybe it'll actually have a proper development cycle of like 4 to 5 years.
That's hoping for a lot. Oof.
Well, the reason why I say this is because Miyamoto has always wanted Pikmin to be like at an equal tier compared to like Mario or Zelda, but it's never done the numbers before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the people who are making those calls at Nintendo, they'll you know, it's always been like a B tier franchise. Like they relegate the same amount of time of attention to it like they have with like Metroid or Star Fox, where like yes, they will get games, but like you're not gonna get a game every year or two like you will Mario or Pokemon, or like a game every 4 or 5 years like Zelda.
True.
But with the success of it's done financially, I mean, granted, they haven't released any numbers of how many it's sold outside of Japan, but it's already sold 400,000 physical copies in Japan alone, which is insane. Like that's straight up Zelda numbers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, like the game came out 2 weeks ago. It is way too early to start anticipating a sequel. That being said, I do hope the game does get DLC. Pikmin 3 got DLC in terms of like side missions that you could do, which is really fun. And so I hope they do more of the same. Ideally, I would like for some sort of like bonus story stuff to do. Mostly because like the end game, there's like really no fanfare or anything. It's just kind of like, all right, you did it, bye. And so I kind of want a little bit more, make it more of an affair,
Yeah.
All right, this is. All right, so we got some more. Oh, thank you. Go ahead and get some of you guys back. But yeah, so that's Pikmin 4. And I feel like that's all I am willing to say about Pikmin 4 at this time. Like I said, a lot of my thoughts and opinions are still really fresh. Like, I literally completed the game last night. So, there's still a lot that I am kind of processing and taking in. I'm sure I'll have more to say about it in the coming weeks or month even. And here he is, the big boy. So this is an interesting sublevel.
I hope so, yeah. I think letting certain ideas do. Yeah, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I think just letting the whole experience stew, and it's still
God,
very early.
Get out! Oh, fucking hell! Well, that's great.
You lose?
I lost 6 of them.
Jeez.
What the hell are you doing?
Jeez.
Oh my god. Well, it's not the worst outcome in the world, but it is bad. Unfortunately, some of my Pikmin decided to start attacking some of those bomb rocks instead of the freaking Bulblacks I threw them on.
So what you're saying is you wish they auto-targeted.
No, because what ended up happening was they bounced off of its hide there, and they bounced into the vicinity of the bomb rocks. It's a Dandori issue. Like, what I really needed to do, I needed to bait him into eating more of those bomb rocks so I wouldn't have to worry about it, and it would still give the benefit of having him stunned.
Well, another one.
Yeah. So you come over here. There we go. Now, that's another thing about the purple Pikmin is sometimes they won't cling. Which makes dealing with guys like this bad. Oh, so that's a fun thing. That's the thing he didn't do in the first game. He'll have that little roar attack, and that'll send your Pikmin into a panic. But because purple Pikmin are immune to panic, nothing happens.
Ooh. So why not attack his butt? Is his butt just real tough?
Yeah, it's his weak spot is his face.
Oh.
Okay, so let's go ahead and the hell are you going?
I think he's done playing the game. I think he just wants to, live his life. Maybe this is a pacifist.
There we go.
You lost one.
No, we're good.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Now, like, whenever they handle their eating animation, as long as they don't finish it, your Pikmin are okay.
Okay.
Look, man, I don't make the rules. So there's another treasure. Oh, I think it was over on this side. Yeah. Okay. So you guys will start tearing down the gate.
And those bombs destroy the gates?
They can deal damage to the gates, but they won't deal enough damage to instantly take them down. But some of the other hazards, like these little fire geysers, the electric gates and stuff, if you managed, if there is one close enough, like I can see if I could try to push one while they carry the thing back. Make sure nothing. Okay. Trying to make sure nothing spawned on top of them. Okay. So here. So if we set it off. Yeah. It was very brief. It got cut off by that cutscene, but it destroyed them.
Ooh.
So it is something you could do, and like when you have like those careening dirigibugs flying around, throwing bombs everywhere, you can use them to like take out some of those hazards, kill other smaller creatures. But because they're exploding, they are very tricky to try and make sure you're outside of the blast radius.
Cavern of Chaos.
Yeah. But that previous level, I've always enjoyed because it's sort of like a remix of the final boss of the first game. Because you have an Emperor Bulblax and there's bombs around you can trick him to eating. So it's a really fun. Just real fun time. Okay. All right. But another news, I managed to also complete Bardmenheimer, the cultural event of the year. Saw Oppenheimer yesterday.
How was that?
It was really good. Like, it is just like Barbie. It lives up to the hype. I mean, I think it's one of Nolan's best movies he's done in a while, like since Inception.
Since Inception.
Yeah. Saw it on the big screen, 70 millimeter, digital, but
Inception.
Yeah, I saw it digital, not on film, because all of the 2 theaters that were capable of showing it on film, all those bookings were sold out, and I think it's only a limited run that they're doing the film screenings. But also, like, people don't. Apparently, people are having issues with showing it in general because there have been reports of like people's showings at various theaters across the country that just like are not working right. Like the film's breaking down, or there's all sorts of other technical issues because people don't know how to film or use film on projectors anymore.
Oh no. Jeez.
Yeah. So like, and because it's a 3 hour long movie, it's really taxing the machines past a point in which they were ever really meant to be used.
Yeah.
So like
that's why they should bring back intermissions.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's a 3 hour movie. It doesn't feel like it. Like, the pacing of it is really, really well done. The only reason you can tell it's been 3 hours is because if you're not in comfortable seats, you start feeling it by the final act. But yeah, but I mean, like, it was a good, really good movie.
All right, so I've looked up something and I'm ready to kind of ask a question. So if I cut out, ask me to repeat it because our connection's kind of iffy right now.
All right.
So, Inception came out in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying Oppenheimer is one of his best since Inception? Okay.
Yes.
So, all right. First off, the nearest movie to Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, came out after Inception.
Right.
You're saying Oppenheimer's better than that?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, The Dark Knight Rises isn't even his best Batman movie, so yes.
Which one is the best for you? Is The Dark Knight?
The Dark Knight.
Okay, all right.
I know, real basic take, but yes.
Yeah. Oh, it's such a good Joker.
I'm not even talking about the Joker. I just think it's a well-made movie.
I mean,
are you really gonna take the stance that The Dark Knight is not a well-made movie? Is that the hill you want to die on tonight? Oh my god, this is
maybe. All right.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hot
right,
take, Edward.
You know what? I have hot takes, and you do too. Oppenheimer is better than Man of Steel.
That's not Nolan.
He was a producer. Man of Steel, yes, it was Nolan.
No, that was Snyder.
He was so Zach. Oh, okay, no. What? One moment. Christopher Nolan was a producer.
Yeah, but he didn't really have anything to do with anything. Just because he's a producer doesn't mean he was making any calls.
Are we talking about director or producer credits?
Director.
Okay, one moment.
Movies he actually made himself.
One moment, goddamn. Okay. Since Inception, Dark Knight Rises. Okay, Interstellar.
Interstellar was good. I think the spectacle, like, outweighed the story he was trying to tell.
Okay. I've never seen Quay, Q-U-A-Y.
Seen what?
Q-U-A-Y. That's, I guess, a movie. I'm not sure what it's about.
I don't.
It's a short documentary film.
Oh, no, I haven't seen any of his documentary stuff.
Okay, so that, and then also, Dunkirk.
Dunkirk was fine. The thing is, Nolan really likes his, like, non-linear storytelling, and Dunkirk did not need that. It was also too long for its own good.
Okay. All right, and the next one I didn't see. I'm not sure if you saw it. Tenet.
Never saw it.
Yeah. I get a 7.3 out of 10. That was the worst one.
What do you... Metacritic?
No, I'm looking at IMDb.
IMDb, okay.
And then it's Oppenheimer, which came out this year, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Well. So Nolan was a writer and a producer on Man of Steel, but wasn't the director, which is kind of weird.
Right.
All right.
Because like he had like input on like the story and all that stuff. Because like he did the Dark Knight and all that, so they're like, oh, let's just keep doing that. But like he had no real interest in to keep doing superhero movies because he did the ones he wanted to do.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh.
But I mean, like the movie was well done. The performances all around were great. Fucking Josh Peck was in the movie for some reason, and that's great. He had like 4 lines, and one of them was "Oh damn," or no, "Oh shit." I think it was "Oh shit." Got to remember what the time period.
That's funny.
Done.
So, do you think Oppenheimer's okay? So, as of now, for the year of 2023, do you think it's the best movie so far?
The best movie out of the movies I've seen this year? Is that what you're asking? Yeah. I'll say again. The best movie out of the movies I've seen this year. Is this what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay. The thing is, it's like this has been a very eclectic year for movies, and admittedly, I have not been to the movies as much as I would have in previous years. Um, Mostly just because, like, I feel that that's just a combination of like there haven't been movies that I've been particularly itching to see, or something that like I just couldn't wait till it came home. Uh, but that being said, what have I seen? Let's see. Saw the new Spider Verse, the Mario movie, Barbie, Oppenheimer.
Lane, House Party 6, The Drop Dog Gone. Uh, there's a lot of movies that could have.
No, I mean there's been a lot of movies. Um, Not a lot of movies that I've seen so far. I mean, I know I've seen a good number of them. I'm just trying to remember what the fuck I've actually seen.
Cocaine Bear, Ant-Man and the Wasp. We have a Ghost, Luther, Fallen Sun. Creed 3, evidently. Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn. Did they remake that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. Wow. I saw the new Ant-Man. It was all right. I know people have a lot of issues with it, especially like how they treated MODOK. But the thing is like yeah. MODOK has always been a joke, so I don't know what these people wanted. Like he was never a character you were meant to take seriously. So, and like I know like the MCU plays fast and loose with things like origin stories and all that. But I mean, honestly, the fact he was even in one of these movies is great because he's such a ridiculous character. He's so fucking goofy. I never thought I'd see MODOK on screen.
Zach?
Yeah.
I haven't seen whatever you're talking about.
Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Nope, I haven't seen it.
Oh.
He's okay though. Scream, what is it? 6? Scream 6? Scream 5? Scream 6.
Scream 6. Yes, we watched it on, what was it, Showtime, I think. It's fine. I'm not a scary movie person. I just don't find them very interesting. This one was fine, as far as I can tell. I've only seen the first Scream, and so like my continuity for that movie is like is so all right. So he's killing people again.
Wait, you've only seen which ones?
I've only seen the first Scream. I have not seen any of the other ones.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta watch 2 and 3. Well, we gotta revisit 1, then 2, then 3. Dude, the first 3 are actually pretty solid.
I mean, the first one is really good, yes. But,
yeah.
I mean, I've just never... Like, those aren't movies I'm going to watch on my own time, you know?
Well, maybe it's not your time. Maybe it's the stream's time. Maybe we do a reaction, and we record that.
We're going to do a live react to that very copyrighted movie.
We show the movie. We just show your reaction.
Yeah, but we don't do face cam here.
Like, it's
a blank screen of a blank screen.
No, we're not showing the screen. We're showing you watching the movie. Or we're showing, I don't know, one of us playing a game. I don't know. It's just we'll figure it out. The logistics will be there.
Figure it out.
There.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out straight to hell.
Yeah, I will. Alright, so after Scream 6, Shazam! Fury of the Gods.
Never saw it. Don't intend to see it.
Didn't see it either.
I watched the first one. The first one was alright. I don't know what Warner Brothers is trying to do with the DC franchise. I mean, because I know that they're bringing James Gunn in to be their next Feige, Snyder type.
Allegedly.
No, he's fully signed on. Like he's doing it. I just don't think that. See, part of the issue is I am reaching the point where I am burnt out on all these superhero movies. Like, I like them, they're fun, and so I'm not saying they need to stop making them, but it's just to the point where, like, that's all we've been getting for a while, and it was fun. I want something else. I want other stories now. But I mean, I know how the Hollywood machine's going to work, and as long as they keep making money, they're still going to keep making them. I mean, Ant-Man Quantumania was fine as a film, sure, but like that movie still made good money. I mean, it wasn't Avengers money, but it like Disney ain't going broke anytime soon. That's for sure.
Oh no.
Despite a lot of people online saying that, oh, Disney's gonna go out of business at the end of the year. When I'm just like, in what world?
You know how much they make?
In what world?
Do you know how much they make in just merchandise? Jesus, the toys. Not anytime soon, dude. Alright, so after that, John Wick Chapter 4.
Haven't got a chance to see it yet. We missed its theatrical run, and as far as I know, it's not come to streaming yet. Oh, but apparently my sister and father got to do be part of like a review screening, because somebody that my sister knows like had tickets for it, but they didn't want to go, so they just went.
That's funny.
Yeah, so they saw it like a week before it was out in theaters for the general public.
You know what's funny? I had, my mom and I had gone to an early screening of a random movie we didn't know about. We didn't know what it was. We thought it was going to be like the next Iron Man. And so we're like, okay, well, we'll go. And so it was like a media release or whatever.
Right.
And we got there, and they said, the movie... Keanu Reeves. We're like, ooh, okay. And so
You
we
cut out
sat
for
there
a
and
second.
watched John Wick in theaters. Oh, sorry. What did you miss?
You guys went to a screening of a random movie.
Oh, and we thought it was gonna be the next Iron Man, and they said, oh, it's gonna be John Wick with Keanu Reeves, and we're like, oh. So we sat there and watched John Wick a week early, and we're like, dude, this thing rocks. What the hell?
Yeah,
Because the first movie was like really good.
admittedly, I was very late to the John Wick train. I didn't see the first three movies until last year.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
they're good movies. Yeah.
they are very good. The thing is, it's like I get like Keanu Reeves is great. Yes, I'm just not like on the hype train for him. Like a lot of people are. And so it was just one of those things like John Wick doing actual like I've seen The Matrix. I'm good.
This is
But
the Matrix though. Oof.
I mean, I know it's not The Matrix, but it's still. I mean, it advertised itself as just like it's John Wick shooting people for 2 hours, and I'm just like, I don't like. I'm good. Like I can see other things. I can do other things. But I mean, that being said, like I'm glad I saw it eventually, and I am. I mean, I'm not retroactively disappointed that I didn't see it. But that being said, like I'm not still like, oh, I gotta see this fucking on release day. Like I can wait. I can wait for John Wick.
Yeah.
Because just like John Wick, eventually he'll come to me.
Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Amongst Thieves. Huh?
Yes, I saw the D&D movie. Really fun. It was a really fun time. I mean, Edward, you know that I am relatively new to the tabletop scene.
Mm.
I say new. I mean, we've been playing D together for like what, almost 3 years now. Yeah, I think
Has
we'll
it been 3 years?
Yeah, I think we'll be coming up on 3 years this August.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 2020.
Oh wow. Wow. How time flies.
Yeah, if only we were having fun.
Oh, it hurts.
Gotcha.
There goes your character. You know. No? Okay.
But yeah, no, the D&D movie was really
Basilius,
fun.
I knew thee well.
God. It's. I mean, like, it didn't need to be like the most important movie of the year. It just needed to be a fun time, and it was. So good job, Paramount. I think it was Paramount who did it. Okay, now this is annoying.
Oh, that's a big dude.
Yeah, it's one of those Gatling groinks. So what I'm doing is I'm using the other captain to distract it, because it'll keep shooting against this wall and won't do anything. And then I'm going to take these guys and come around to blindside it. And there's the second one. All right. Big fun. Big fun time. Oof. And not only that, there are literally 50 of these dwarf bulborbs all around the stage.
Ooh. How hard is it to kill one?
To kill one of these things? Not very, as long as you can get the jump on it like this. There we go. But the tricky thing is, this guy doesn't actually die. As you can see, his health bar is starting to refill.
Oh, fuck that.
Yep. So the only way to really get rid of him is to have him taken back to an onion or to the ship. And then he'll be off the board.
So I've been inspired to make
Yeah.
I've been inspired. It never dies. Ah, this connection. The connectivity.
See. And here you were worried that you weren't going to get anything out of Pikmin.
I've been inspired, and yeah, I will make an enemy that does not die. That's it. That's it.
That's the whole
I'm not,
gimmick.
yeah, you were expecting me
It's
like
like,
unless you
I've
persist.
invented the vampire. Praise me!
No, vampires can die.
Nah, if you know what
I'm
you're
talking about
doing.
the immortal enemy.
I've seen Twilight. I know what's
They
up.
they can die. They can be ripped to shreds and burned and shit.
There you go. Oh no. Oh, no. Get out of there. Ooh.
Where?
Ooh. God.
Where?
That was too close.
Ooh.
Kill him.
You can actually punch?
Yep. So we picked up a little punching attack. It's useful for like smaller enemies. If I really wanted to, I could punch this thing into submission. Like this.
Do it. Will it not shoot itself?
It will shoot like right under it, but it's not going to hurt it. So like it won't damage itself. But like this is so tedious. Again, if you're going for a no death run, this is one of the things you're going to be doing. You're just going to be punching everything until it dies. It doesn't work for everything, mostly because like hitboxes may be too high for the captains to reach.
Can you have both captains punch at the same time?
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
So they'll both start wailing. But since you can only control one captain, you can only guarantee like the one is going to keep hitting it, because the other one would just kind of run around, and if it misses, it misses.
I feel like that's a missed opportunity. I feel like there should be co-op. I feel like there should be multiplayer.
So there is, not in the story, but there is co-op in this game. Okay, so I'll let you carry that all the way back. And I'll keep going around. Wrecking shop. So many of these things.
Connectivity issues. I hate them.
There we go.
So this is basically your Anakin Skywalker, and these are
The Tuscans. The
young
Tuscan
ones.
Raiders.
These are
The Tucson Raiders.
the younglings. No, not the Tuscans. These are the younglings.
I mean, I was never on the same side as the Bulborbs, so not really.
Ah, can't make a joke without this thing freezing up on me. The comedic timing is off. I can't even say a single thing, and the phone just freezes up every 2 seconds.
Let's speed
Oh
you up a
god,
little bit.
wow. Hurry up! Move faster.
There we go. Okay. All right. But yes, the D&D movie was fun. It was a good time. You know, it was also one of those movies that I thought had already come out because like it was supposed to be released like 2 years ago or something like that, and then they just kept pushing back the release date.
Interesting.
Just gotta wait.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Great, 10 out of 10. Loved every second.
I didn't see it. Air, which is about it's like Air Jordans, I believe.
Oh no, that seemed like a real nothing of a movie.
It really did. Renfield.
Yeah, oh, Renfield. That's the Dracula movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that just looked like it was gonna be bad. But not like fun bad like most Nick Cage movies are. Just bad.
There was an Evil Dead movie.
Oh yeah, Evil Dead Rise. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew there was a movie. I think it's supposed to be like a sort of sequel / reboot type deal.
Huh.
Because like Ash isn't in it, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Which means it's not an Evil Dead movie, so. So I don't know what they're going on about.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yep, saw that. That was good. I didn't like it as much as I liked the second one. But that, that's just. You dropped out again.
Every 3 fucking seconds, this thing glitches out and I can't even speak. Ugh. And I have nothing running in the background. I have nothing taking up all this bandwidth or messing with the connectivity. Ugh. Fast 10.
I haven't seen any of the Fast and Furious movies since like 7. Because after that, it's just like, what the fuck? You're just like driving cars off of buildings. Like, what? Is there even a plot anymore?
The Little Mermaid.
Oh yeah, Gabby and I were gonna see that, but we just never found the time to actually get to the theater, and so it just kind of came and went. We'll probably end up watching it once it hits Disney Plus.
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Great, fantastic, so good.
Can't wait. Better than the first one.
Yeah, it really was.
Damn it, I haven't seen it. Fuck.
I'm gonna hide you guys in here. Sounds like you just need to watch more movies.
Right. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts.
Nope. Again, I haven't seen a Transformers movie since
the third one.
The third one, yeah. No, I saw the fourth one. I saw the one with Stanley Tucci.
I don't even know what that one was. I don't know. The Flash movie.
God damn it. Nope.
Elemental by Disney.
No, that's another one that passed us by.
The Blackening.
I don't know what that is.
It's a comedy. Let's see. No Hard Feelings, featuring Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, that's the one where she's got to like sleep with like some like that dude because parents were like, Like, he's a virgin. Please help.
Yep. 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 I haven't seen it, so yeah. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh, I liked it fine. Um, I don't think it was necessary for his story, but it was fun. I mean, I'm not going to Indiana Jones just for like some deep moral philosophical story. So it's Indiana Jones. Like it's fine. I'd give it like probably like an 8 out of 10. I will say I liked it more than I liked Crystal Skull, and I liked Crystal Skull, so there's that.
Wow. With Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care for Shia LaBeouf, but he's
Fun.
fine.
The Sound of Freedom.
I don't know what that is.
It's a controversial movie.
It's a what?
Super controversial movie. One of those where it's like people were talking about this on certain pundits, certain media ran stories about this, and it was very polarizing. Mainly about the facts being not accurately, portrayed. And then, this is a boss room.
Sure is.
Yeah. What the? Ew.
Say hello to the segmented cropster. Oh, okay.
It's killed your creatures.
Killed a lot of my guys.
But mostly purple ones. They're slow.
Yeah. Problem is a lot of them got deflowered on earlier floors, and there's not a lot of opportunity to reflower them. So he's just gonna kind of roll around, and then he's gonna bump into a wall. And so you just kind of do that. Alright. Yeah, this guy isn't so difficult. It's just his roll arc is annoying.
Gotta make those shots, buddy.
Yeah. Ah. Okay. Oh my god. It's fucking boulders. Yeah, this guy isn't hard so much as he is cheap. There we go. Ah, Jesus Christ. Well, this is going bad. There we go.
Get up.
So, unlike most of the caves in the rest of the game, and all the caves in the Wistful Wild, they do not give you anything useful as your final treasure. They just give you regular treasure.
Oh, really? The
Yeah.
silencer? That's terrifying.
This is the look I have on my face whenever you ask me questions.
Jesus.
Oh my god. So we went into this cave with 80 Pikmin.
Really?
Yep. 84 to be precise. And we're leaving with 38. Truly, truly a wonderful performance on my end. We have to get the fuck out of here. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead and exit this cave, and there's not much else that we can accomplish here at this time, mostly because our Pikmin numbers are real bad right now.
So you need to probably what is it called?
Farm?
Farm grind for more Pikmin.
Yes. So
Oof. And also, you said something about getting more sprays.
yeah.
Oof.
Because let's take a look. Let's go ahead and put you guys back. So got plenty of white still. 35 purple, not great.
How many did you start off with?
At the beginning of the day, it was like 46.
Oof.
I went into the cave with 15 and I came out with 4, so not good. Ah man, I've only got 60 reds.
Oh wow. Are the purple ones like more like tough? Are they hardier? Like, do they take much more to kill, or are they same durability?
No, they're just as frail as any other Pikmin.
So, are there no Pikmin that can take a hit and keep going? Like, is there a tough Pikmin, like a rock Pikmin, or something?
Not as such.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah. But that's just that. I mean, that's just why you gotta keep practicing your Dandori. So that way these things don't happen. I mean, I will say that some of the mistakes I'm making are amateur mistakes. Part of it, yes, I will blame it on trying to live play, stream, and whatnot. But the reality is like I'm not being as diligent as I know I should be. What the hell? Where did I lose? Oh, you fell behind the wall, you idiot!
Mm.
You stupid boy. Okay. But yeah, so there's not much else we can accomplish at the moment. So whenever you clear out enemies in an area, if you keep going back, they will not respawn, which means you can't like use their corpses or whatever to try and grow your numbers back up. Alright. Okay. You'll come ashore. There we go. So, yeah. So if we really want to grow up our numbers, we're going to have to go somewhere else and kill a bunch of things. Okay. Ordinarily, I would be using purple Pikmin to take care of some of these guys, but because my numbers are so few, I cannot risk losing them. And regular Pikmin are a lot easier to propagate.
Jeez, it's just killing them. That's crazy.
I didn't lose as many as it looked like. I mean, because realistically, they can only eat like maybe 3 or 4 Pikmin at once.
Wow. I need one more Pikmin.
Yeah.
Yay!
Come on. Oh, get away from the damn thing.
Can you kill it?
I can, but because he's so close to that freaking Bulblorb. Here you go.
Wow.
Nope. There we go. That's how it's done.
Huh. Did he have a treasure in him?
Yep.
Oh. They're like, move! It was just funny.
Alright. There's another one right here. Oh. It's a cave!
Perfect. Ludicrous danger awaits.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're not about to jump into any more caves. And risk losing more Pikmin? No, thank you. Alright. Well, at the very least, that is taken care of. And I could go around and kill more things. But there's really no point because by the time we come back here, they're just going to respawn. So, I'm not going to bother. Yeah, I'm not going to bother.
Oh. So what is that treasure? Is it just an onion? Or is it a, what is it?
It's a
Chocolate?
seed.
Oh, is it an
Uh,
acorn?
yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head what kind of seed it's supposed to be. But yeah, it's a seed.
Acorn seed. Oh. Hmm. Like a cashew. Not a cashew. I don't know. Hmm.
But yeah, so that's it. Uh,
But
this is all we're gonna end up doing for the rest of the day, and this is probably also where we're gonna end up ending our stream once we've wrapped this up. So a bit of a shorter jaunt for us, but hey, you know we got a lot done despite it all. I mean
yeah.
that cave was 10 floors, so like these caves
Jeez.
are long.
It's a whole dungeon, basically.
Yeah, and like that's not even the longest one.
Whoa.
Woo. Yeah, so like these caves are no joke. They will test you.
What would you say is the longest cave there is?
I will let you know when we get to it, but it is one of the caves in this level. We've already cleared one, and there's two more we have to go through. Uh, and then there was the one that we just discovered a couple minutes ago. So we're getting to it, but none of the other caves in the rest of the levels are going to be as arduous.
Hmm. That's good to know. That was a very difficult cave, I imagine.
It that see this is one of the issues that I have with Pikmin 2 in that since the caves are randomly generated, sometimes you'll have an experience where it's just like, oh well, like this is a good time. It's challenging, but it's rewarding. And there's other times where you're like, well, three things spawned right on top of me and ate all my Pikmin before I could do anything, so that's fucked. So like, and so here's the thing. Like, Pikmin 2 has always been my favorite Pikmin game, right? But now that I've played Pikmin 4, there are things in Pikmin 2 that I like less. So, I mean, it's like that. Like, anytime there's a new installment of any sort of series, you kind of take stock and reposition how you feel about certain things. Pikmin 4 is really making me change how I regard the rest of the franchise because it is that good, and the things that it does well compared to some of the other games, it really kind of puts things into focus. Now, that's what to say, like, none of these are bad games. I don't think there's a single bad Pikmin game that exists. Again, I have not played the 3DS one, though I would contend for what that is, it is probably a good game.
Okay.
But Pikmin 2 has always been my favorite out of the three. Because it's always been like Pikmin 2, Pikmin 1, Pikmin 3. But the reasons why they are in those positions are relative to each other, right? Like Pikmin 3, I don't get like Pikmin 3 is not a bad game. Pikmin 2 is not the best game I've ever played either. So when Pikmin 4, now that Pikmin 4 is out, I've played it, I've devoured it, really. It's putting a lot of perspective into what I want out of a Pikmin experience, and so I'm kind of reordering things. So Pikmin 2 is not my favorite Pikmin game anymore. It is probably going to be Pikmin 4, but again, I am reserving that sentiment until I can experience the game removed from the hype, the excitement, the freshness of it. Ah, yikes.
What happened?
Oof.
Oh, the losses. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we also start getting mail from Louie's grandma.
Oh god.
It's great. But yeah, so this is gonna do it for us tonight. And before we sign off, let me go ahead and go through the Piclopedia, see if there's anything new and interesting here. Which, in fact, there is. So we got some new guys. Like always, you can throw Pikmin carrots at them, see them in action. But now, all of the enemy creature encounters are numbered, so you can tell, like, oh, there's stuff I haven't encountered because there's a space for them. And the same applies to the various bosses. So, like, there's a total of 81 creatures in the game.
Wow.
And we've encountered creature 79, so there's other bosses that we have yet to face.
Oh, wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Are there any mystery bosses?
Uh, not not really. Um,
Okay.
so like the first Pikmin had the Smoky Prog as a sort of like bonus boss because like the it was an optional encounter. You could have ignored him if you really wanted to, or just outright miss him if you don't get to the distance spring fast enough. But this game is pretty on rails in terms of the encounters you're gonna have because like if you're going into the cave, you know by the time you get to the bottom, there's gonna be a boss fight of some kind, and that's pretty much where all of the boss fights are relegated to. They're not just gonna like appear on the surface.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So the same thing happens for the treasure. So you can keep track of like, oh, uh, these are spots for the treasures, and now because they're organized by the series, you have a better idea of telling like, oh, I have 3 more things in this series I need to collect to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you complete a series, you get a sales pitch for the thing.
Really?
So, yeah, the ship will come up with some way to sell it to some poor sap.
Well.
So that's something that's going to be fun to go through. A lot of the like so everything's got an entry from Olimar commenting on it or like just some sort of anecdote from him that's inspired by the thing, right? And the same thing with the creatures. But as we start filling more things, we'll be able to get the sales pitches, and some of them are really, really funny. So as we get closer toward the end, we'll take some time, have probably more of a low key stream, and go through some of these. Because mostly because I want to fill in this catalog a little bit more, or we may just save it till the end of the game.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's gonna do it for us tonight. Bye.